Tuesday evening. And the Huskies open up the home portion of their schedule tonight against these Patriots, a team they've seen the last 5 years. Now, this will be the 6th season in a row that they face off against each other. Huskies owning wins in the first 5 meetings and looking to extend that win streak tonight, but they're going to do so in order to even up their record after dropping the season opener up in Providence to the Providence College Friars as part of the 2K Classic benefiting Wounded Warrior Project on Friday last weekend. The score there was 84-55. The Huskies, possibly would be expected in a non-conference road game like that, falling to a Big East opponent. And a very tough Big East opponent, a team that's going to likely go back to the NCAA tournament like they did last year. But nonetheless, they acquitted themselves very well, played toe-to-toe with them for the first 10 minutes or so of that ball game before just giving in to a little bit of the inexperience that they have on the squad this season. But part of that inexperience paid off for them as freshman David Caraher led all players in the game with 19 points and 7 rebounds, and that was his collegiate debut. But he had a great game, and senior Josh Ibarra complemented that with 8 points and 5 rebounds. Ian DeBose had 7 points. Braxton Bonds had 4 points, but also 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and a pair of steals. So the Huskies got some contributions along the way and look to improve on that tonight to come away with a victory here at home before they head back out on the road later this week to really face a tough stretch. 3 games in 4 days. They will play Saturday against Belmont. Then they will play the winner. They will play either Detroit Mercy or Seattle on Sunday, also in Nashville. Then they will take off right after that game on Sunday afternoon for Blacksburg, Virginia, to take on Virginia Tech on Tuesday before coming back home to catch a breather before the Thanksgiving break and then head back out on the road again. So, as always, Coach Cottrell's got a tough non-conference schedule for his team, and this will be an opportunity to get some work in for these guys, get them prepared for that stretch tonight. We'll check on the opponent with assistant coach Judd Kinney. We'll also chat with Coach Cottrell, and that'll lead us right up to the tip-off tonight at the top of the hour. So let's get things going. We'll take a break and come back with our visit with Judd Kinney for our Eye on the Opponent segment after this on the Husky Sports Network.
Let Houston Federal Credit Union be there for all the stages of your life. Take advantage of our products and services to help you with all your financial milestones, such as purchasing a car, buying a home, and planning for retirement. We're the credit union that will always have your back and helps you save money along the way. Houston Federal Credit Union is the official credit union of HBU. Experience the credit union difference today. Stop by any of our convenient locations or visit our website, houstonfcu.org.
The body is incredibly powerful. It's so nimble and fluid, but sometimes we push it too far. That's when you need the strength of Memorial Hermann and our body of affiliated orthopedic specialists. With our renowned Ironman Sports Medicine Institute, they not only get your body back to where it was, they get it to go further. It's what makes us more than just hospitals. We are a body of experts. Memorial Hermann, advancing health.
If Raising Cane's one love was rock music, they would rock harder than any rock band ever. Their tours would sell out before they were announced. Their backstage parties would be the stuff of legend, attended by unicorns and the head of Louis XIV. Hotel rooms would trash themselves out of respect. But Raising Cane's one love isn't rock music. It's making the perfect chicken finger meal every single time. Raising Cane's one love.
But what about you? When you text that really cute guy you met at a party on Friday, and he immediately texts you back, you celebrate with an ice-cold Pepsi. So sounds good, doesn't it?
But why stop there? The refreshing taste of Pepsi is the perfect way to celebrate anything. Like when you and your roommate order a pizza and the delivery guy throws in extra breadsticks, no charge. That's worth a Pepsi celebration. Break out the Pepsi.
This is the HBU Huskies Sports Network, powered by Legacy Sports.
Pregame show. It's time for our Eye on the Opponent segment. Tonight we're chatting with assistant coach Judd Kinney. And Judd, first of all, before we look at the opponent, the Arlington Baptist Patriots tonight, our first chance to visit this season, and it's always good to get a basketball season underway.
Yeah, this one's as exciting as any we've had in a long time. There's so many new guys. Feels like we've got to do a lot more teaching in the preseason than we've had to do the past couple of years. We've got to see a lot of growth throughout the early time. So this one's just been really exciting to kind of get here and finally get out on the floor and see what these guys can do. Because we've, some of this group we recruited for 4 or 5 years. So
in the process of that teaching, I heard you got banged up earlier this week.
Yeah, I'm a lot older than I was last year for some reason, and I'm trying to play through it. I can't sit here and tell the guys to tough it out if I'm not going to do it myself. So a couple cracked ribs, but I'll supposedly be back at 100% in 4 to 6 weeks, but at my age it's probably 6 to 12 months. But it's one of those things where bad accident happened in practice, and I had to keep going, and I pretend like it didn't hurt, but it hurt.
Well, wait till you're my age. It's not a matter of how long it takes. It's a matter of what 100% is.
That's a good point. At least I still have a chance at 100%, I guess. But it's been it's definitely added to the pleasure and pressure of travel the last week, and we have a nice long trip coming up here as well. So I'm sure that's some bus rides and some plane flights are to add to it a little bit.
Well, before you make that long trip and 3 games and 4 nights, you've got the Arlington Baptist Patriots tonight. Team that we've seen for now the last 5 years, and a team that the last few years has been pretty good in their division in the NCCAA, but they're a team that's in some transition as well this year.
Yeah, they're an extremely well-coached team. They're talented. They got guys who play really hard. They're one of those teams that when you look at them on the floor, you look at the roster, you say, well, they're not that big, or they might not be that many of them. But once they get on the floor, they leave it all out there. They don't have a single guy who's going to shortcut anything. They give you everything they have. And as a result, if you don't come ready to play, they're gonna step up and punch you in the nose, and they're not gonna back down. They don't back down from anybody. They play as tough of a schedule as any team in the NCCAA does, and they do a great job of preparing those guys for their national tournament, which is why they've had so much success. And when they show up here, this is a big game for them, and they come out, firing on all cylinders. And like last year, they had a scare in us for about the first 30 minutes or so before we were finally able to start doing what we needed to do down the stretch. We don't expect to be anything different this year, despite having some different faces and some different names on the roster. We feel like they're still in a position where they can be really dangerous because they shoot the ball extremely well. They play with a lot of confidence, and they have some guys who are really capable of getting hot and hurting us at home.
And these types of schools always seem to have a couple of guys that just love to shoot the three and actually shoot it pretty well.
Yeah, these are typically guys that are high-skill guys, they're high IQ guys, but maybe because of their height or because they didn't go to the right high school or didn't get the exposure, they're passed over a little bit in their development. So they come out and they feel like they have something to prove. And when you're that talented as a shooter, as many of these guys are, and you feel like you have a little bit of chip on your shoulder, you approach things a different way. And they come at us with a mindset of they're not afraid. They're not going to step in here scared of us. They're not going to step in here scared of the environment. And when they get hot, we've seen it a few times on film, they have 4 or 5 guys who can really light it up.
Well, what do you look for tonight? And basically, what's the goal? Like we said, you've got 3 tough games coming up in 4 days here starting on Saturday night. What's the goal for tonight's game?
Well, obviously, first and foremost, we want to win. But most importantly, we have such a young group. We need to get these guys to understand we're playing for conference. We're playing for down the road. So every game, we need to get better. Even a game like Providence or coming up, playing a Virginia Tech or an Oklahoma State where people might say, well, you're not supposed to win those games. We look at it like if we do what we're supposed to do and we continue to get better, we will win those ball games. And not only those games, but our conference games and on down the road. So what we're trying to do tonight is make sure that we play the way we're supposed to play. It doesn't matter who we're playing against. We need to do what we need to do. Offensively, we need to execute. We need to play inside and out and move the ball. And we need to get out in transition and run. That's where we've had our success recently, and I think we're going to have our success this year as well.
I mean, appreciate you taking a few minutes to look at the Patriots tonight.
It's my pleasure. I did have one question about Arlington Baptist. When are they going to change the school mascot to the Fighting Lonnie Kings? It's about time. I keep my letter writing campaign's not paying off.
I'm waiting on the statue, to be honest with you.
We keep looking for it. I ask them every time they come down. So appreciate it. It's good to see you again this year.
Thanks. Judd Kinney, assistant coach for the Huskies. We'll take a timeout and come back.
You're listening to Love Advice with Leanne. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi, Leanne. Longtime listener, first-time caller. Why, in your professional opinion, do you never take my calls off the air?
Is this Carl?
Yep, it's Carl. I mean, we had a few dates. Everything was great. I thought,
Well, you know, when you switch to Geico, you could save a lot of money on car insurance.
Okay, awesome.
You should call them.
I will.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
Building Houston to compete on the world stage is what we do at the IBEW. It's important to us that Houston knows why we do what we do, not just what we do. Sure, we're the best electricians. We train 10,000 hours to be the best. But we get up early so Houston is built to compete. To be the best, hire the best. Skilled labor isn't cheap, and cheap labor just isn't all that skilled.
The time is now to hire IBEW electricians.
This is the HBU Huskies Sports Network, powered by Legacy Sports.
Time for our game time chat with the head coach of the Huskies, Ron Cottrell. We get ready for the Arlington Baptist Patriots tonight, the home opener for the Huskies this season, Coach. And I know season got underway last Friday on the road in Providence, and a very interesting contest that evening. We'll talk a little bit about that. But it's always good to get home and be back here in Sharp Gym to open up the home season.
Yeah, we're very excited about the beginning of the season. And as you said, we were at Providence this last weekend, and guys, I think, performed well and included themselves well. It was a difficult situation with a really good crowd against a really good opponent on their home court to open the season, and you know, we had a lot of young guys that were put in positions that needed to come in and contribute right away, and we had several step up, and we had a couple that learned a lot about themselves and what it needs to take to compete at this level. But anytime you can get back in Sharp Gym, you're excited about that, and our guys were excited about having their fans here, the student body here to see them play and get things going here in Sharp.
Now, when you went to Providence last week, did you know beforehand that you were going to be playing on campus instead of at the Dunkin' Donuts Arena?
Yeah, we found that out probably a month or so ago. That there had been a booking in Duncan that prevented us from playing there, and so that we were going to play at Alumni Hall, which they haven't played a regular season game there in 45 years, and it was a terrific atmosphere. It was standing room only. They had tickets, people trying to get tickets to that game because people wanted to be a part of playing a game there at Alumni Hall back on their campus, and I think they called it 3,030 or something like that was their capacity. It's much like what Sharp would be if we expanded Sharp just a little bit. Seriously, it was. If you looked at it when you walked in, you could envision how that facility could be Sharp if we were to have expanded it, and it created a terrific home court advantage for them, and you know, they're going to have a good ball club. I mean, they went to the NCAA tournament last year and won 20 games and have pretty much everybody back off that team, and I anticipate they're going to have a great run.
Talked about some of the guys performing well and some of the guys learning basically on the job there. You've got a lot of youth this year, and you knew there was going to be a lot of that on-court training during the season. How's that gone for you so far?
Well, the good thing is we were able to get them together this summer and start the workouts. You know, the NCAA passed the rule probably 3 or 4 years ago now where we could do group on the court workouts. And so to have all of those new guys be able to come in during the summer and actually get on the court and get used to each other and start putting in our system was very big for us, and it was an important time for our guys to get to know each other and to get to know our program and what the expectation level was. But yet it's still nothing like getting in a game, and once you get to the point of playing, you really learn who's going to be able to step up and who's really prepared and who has the background that came from a program that taught a lot of fundamentals and had that be able to bleed over to game situations and into college situations. And so you saw David Carahern and Ian DeBose really step up and play really well, and you saw Will kind of step into a new leadership type role, and I think that was good for him. And you see Braxton continuing to develop as a leader for our team, and a lot of, I mean, I thought Philip McKenzie did a great job in the second half. He really stepped up.
Are you a graduate of Houston Baptist University? Did you know the value of your degree increases when you actively participate in the HBU Alumni Association? Your Alumni Association actively supports the growth, retention, and ranking of our school by our scholarship efforts. Husky Alumni Network volunteers act.
This is the HBU Husky Sports Network, powered by Legacy Sports.
And welcome back in to Sharp Gym on the campus of HBU. Time for our game between your HBU Huskies and the Arlington Baptist Patriots. And the Huskies send out, well, let's introduce you to the starting lineups. First of all, for the visitors from Arlington Baptist, 5'8" senior from Fort Worth, Texas, Quentin Moore starts at one guard. He'll be joined in the backcourt by 5'9" sophomore from Lake Charles, Markel Simeon, their leading scorer. Eric Woods, a 6-foot senior from Seattle, Washington, also goes in the back line. And Kel Wallace, a 6'4" senior from Pittsburgh, Texas, joins Zaire Simmons, a 6'5" freshman from Houston. And we're underway with the opening tip. Huskies control it. Tim Miles jump in center for the Huskies tonight. Josh Ibarra not going to play in this one. Has a little bit of an ankle issue. And the Huskies turn it over on the first possession, but get it right back. Ian DeBose with the steal, going to take it up the floor, and he lays it up and in for two. Husky starters tonight, Ian DeBose, the 6'3" freshman from Durham, North Carolina. David Carahern, the 6'6" freshman from Chapel Hill. Join Braxton Bonds, the 6'2" redshirt junior from Nashville. Will Gates, the senior, the redshirt senior from Selma, Texas. Here's a jumper from the outside, put up out there by Eric Wood, won't go, and the rebound pulled down by the Huskies. Up the floor, it's DuBose. Takes it in, won't go. Rebound out. Bonds drives, won't go. Miles tries to follow, but we've got a whistle on the initial shot. Foul's going to be called on Kel Wallace. And Braxton Bonds will go to the free throw line. Just underway, a minute into this one, 19:01 to go in the first half. Braxton with the first free throw. One more to come. Bonds the other night with 4 points in the game against Providence. Did not hit a free throw. Has 2 here tonight, though, and makes it 4-0 here as the Patriots bring it back up the floor. Wallace holds it up out top, right side, kicks it out to Quentin Moore. Moore down low, looking for help. Into the paint, it's stolen away by Miles. Miles gets it off the Bonds, and here come the Huskies on the move. Up to Carahern, lays it off the glass and in for 2. Carahern with the nice move and the nice feed from Bonds. And the Huskies go up 6-0 with 18:25 left here in the first half. Simeon holds it up left side, goes cross court to Moore. Moore looks for help, finds Wallace. Travel, no call. Here's a layup put up. Won't go, follows his own miss, though, and floats it in for 2. First points of the ball game for the Patriots. 6-2 is our score, and the Huskies bring it back the other way. DeBose, right side, going to feed it to the cutter. That's Carahern, tries to go down low, and we're going to be jumping it up. Tied ball call. Possession belongs to the Patriots. Caraher tried to go up, and I believe it was Simmons who got a hand on top of the ball as he tried to go up, and came back down with that hand on the ball. So that's always going to get a tied ball call. Back the other way. Here's Wood for three. Won't go. The rebound tip controlled by Caraher. On the run. Off and running. Floats it to DeBose. Lays it in off the glass for two. Not quite an alley-oop dunk there, but two North Carolina products. Play pitch and catch, and that winds up in a bucket for the Huskies. Wood. Right side angle. Dribbles to the left elbow. Kicks it out to Simeon. Simeon, their leading scorer. Tries to drive in. Kick it out on the wing to Moore. Moore for three from the baseline. Won't go. The rebound pulled down by Caraher. Caraher with 7 boards the other night against Providence. Gets it off the Bonds. He's going to go strong to the rack. Won't go, and the rebound pulled down by the Patriots. Up ahead, Woods to Simeon. Puts it up, won't go. Rebound tipped out to Woods. He floats a three up. Short, and the rebound kicked out but stolen by Woods. Woods down low to Simmons. Simmons tries to put it on the floor. And we're going to get a foul called underneath on DeBose. Ian DeBose with his first foul charged to the Huskies. DeBose, a 6'3" freshman from Durham, North Carolina. Caraher is from Chapel Hill. He's a 6'6" freshman. Huskies are going to have a lot of North Carolina flavor to their squad this year. They've also got Oliver Lynch Daniels, who's a 6'2" freshman from Chapel Hill. We've got a little discussion across the way. Joe Wilbert, one of the officials for tonight's game, talking things over at the scorer's table, and that held us up for a minute, but now we're ready to go. Into the game for the Patriots is Jason Petit. He puts up a jumper, won't go, and the rebound pulled up by the Huskies. Caraher out top, floats up a three, won't go, and the rebound is going to be tipped around, knocked out of bounds by Miles underneath the basket for the Huskies, and it'll go back over to the Patriots. Up ahead, Petit goes left side to Simeon. He puts up a floater, bounces high off the iron, and hits the glass and drops down through, and it's a one-point game. 8-7 is our score. But back the other way in a hurry is Braxton Bonds, and he lays it off the glass and in for two. 10-7 is our score. 16 minutes to go here in the first half. Getting ready to see some substitutions for the Huskies. Floating it up is Wallace. Wallace into the paint, just a little short-range jumper. Floats it up. He gets it to go with a rainbow, and it's 10-9. Huskies back the other way. Gates, left side angle. Tries to go across court to Bonds. Out near half court. Going to get a screen from Miles. Takes it to the middle of the floor. Back left side to Gates. Puts up a three. Too strong off the iron. Rebound tipped around. Controlled. Still loose on the floor. Miles saves it on the baseline. Turnaround. Tries to put it up. And he's going to be hit as he goes up. And Tim Miles will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair here with 15:21 to go. Brings us to our first timeout of the first half here. The Huskies out to a quick start, but ABC with the answer, and they're down by one. 15:21 to go here in the first half of play. Huskies 10, Patriots 9 on the Husky Sports Network.
Houston Federal Credit Union has it, and it's packed with free services like mobile banking with person-to-person transfers and mobile bill pay. And Houston Federal Credit Union is a proud supporter of HBU athletics. So stop by their office at 6808 Bentliff Drive and experience a better way of banking. Visit HoustonFCU.org for more information. Houston Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of HBU.
Houston Federal Credit Union is federally insured by NCUA.
We're passionate, delivering expert neurological care for adults and children. We're dedicated, responding to neurotrauma and stroke with LifeFlight in our Level 1 Trauma Center. We're persistent, restoring lives at our Tier Rehabilitation and Research Hospital. We are Memorial Hermann. we're making neuroscience breakthroughs every day.
Back here at Sharp Gym, 15:21 to go in the first half. Huskies 4 of 9 from the floor so far, 0 of 2 from outside the arc. Tim Miles at the free throw line where they're 2 for 2 and now 2 of 3 as Miles rims the first one out. Has one more to come. Arlington Baptist 4 of 10 from the floor, 1 of 5 from outside the arc. Markel Simeon has that. He leads them with 5 points. Kel Wallace has the other 4. Huskies have 4 from DeBose, 4 from Braxton Bonds, and a bucket from David Kerher. Both free throws no good for Miles, and back the other way come the Patriots with a chance to take the lead here on this possession. Checking in during the timeout, Oliver Lynch Daniels for the Huskies. Here's a jumper by Petit, won't go, and the rebound pulled down by the Huskies. Bonds brings it up the floor. He'll get it right side to Will Gates. Gates out top to Bonds. Bonds directing traffic. Out top, Petit picks him up. Way out high. Bounce pass to Miles. Faces up, spin around, left side, and it rolls around and goes down through. Miles with a quick step to the basket with that spin move on the left side, and he got it to roll around and drop down through. 12-9, Huskies by 3. Moore gets it off to Simeon. Simeon takes it to the middle. Kerher cuts him off. Go to Petit, right side. Looking for help. He's going to be picked up by Miles, and we're going to get a whistle. Foul's going to be called on Tim Miles. Reached with the elbow there, and the officials called that. Coach Cottrell saying keep those hands up. Ed Hart checks in for the Huskies. Edward Hart is a junior transfer from Phoenix, Arizona. He's 6'10". Expect him to get some playing time this season as a backup to Josh Ibarra. Inbounds. Patriots. Moore goes to Simeon. Back to Moore. Left angle. Dribbles out top. Looks for help. Goes right side to Petit. Over in front of the Huskies bench. Huskies come out the double team. Kick it over to Simeon. Simeon to the baseline. Floater won't go. The rebound pulled down by Kerher. Pulls it off. Gets it up to Bonds. Bonds on the run. Going to float one up from the left side. And we're going to get a whistle. And a foul called on the shot. It's going to be on Petit, I believe. .47 to go here in the first half. 12-9, and back to the line goes Braxton Bonds, where he's 2 for 2. And now 3 for 3. He's got 5 points so far tonight, 3 of those. And now 4 of his 6 from the free throw line. 14-9, Huskies up by 5, 13:45 to go till halftime. Moore, right side, goes to Wallace. Wallace drives in through the middle of the paint, and he floats it up with the right hand, a little scoop shot. Gets it to go down through. Here's Jalen Gates, who's checked in for the Huskies. Quick trigger with the 3, won't go, and the rebound pulled down by the Patriots. Get it off to Simeon. Simeon to Pettit. Pettit picked up by Bonds. Now Hart helps out with the double team. Goes by. Kicks it left side to Moore for a 3. Won't go. Hart with the rebound. Got a pass out up ahead from Lynch Daniels to Bonds. Won't go, but there's Kerher to clean the glass and put it up and in. Kerher now with 4 points. 16-11, Huskies by 5. 12:43 to go till halftime. Pettit walked, and they get him. Oliver Lynch Daniels popped out on Pettit right after he got the basketball to challenge him, and he wanted to go by him. Hesitated, though, when he saw him coming out, and forced to travel. And a turnover gives it to the Huskies. Third turnover of the first half for the Patriots. DeBose is checked back in. Philip McKenzie as well. Bonds and Caraher take a seat. And a foul going to be called on let's see who that foul was called on. Going to be on Bryce Morgan. Morgan with his second personal. And it's on Edward Hart, so Ed will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Gets the second one to go. 17-11, 12-20 left here in the first half. Pettit gets it off to Morgan. Morgan drives in, right side, won't go, but he's bumped by McKenzie. Mike Thornton with the call. Mike Thornton, Joe Wilbert, Isaiah Conrad, the officiating crew tonight. First foul on McKenzie. Huskies with 3 as a team here in the first half. Now there seems to be some discussion again, but I'm not sure what this is about. Now the Patriots will inbound the ball, and they'll lob it into the backcourt. And Simeon will go back and get it, bring it back across the timeline. Jumper from way outside won't go. And the rebound pulled down by the Huskies. Lynch Daniels up the floor, pulls up, jumps, shoots, scores. Oliver Lynch Daniels with his first points of the ball game. 19-11. The Huskies now with an 8-point lead. First points of the ball game for Lynch Daniels. Here's a steal by Ian DeBose. Woods lost it. DeBose up the floor, won't go. Followed by Gates, can't get it to go, but the rebound by McKenzie, and the third time is the charm. He'll get it off the glass and in. And the lead is now 10, 21-11 with 11:24 to go in the first half. Eric Wood gets it to Pettit. Pettit, left side. Finds Simeon, cuts through to the paint, won't go. Gets it back out top. Wood picked up by Gates. Now goes by into traffic. The Huskies almost picked it away, but Wallace saves it, tries to put up a little runner, won't go, and the rebound pulled down by the Huskies. Lynch Daniels tries to feed it inside, has it knocked away, stolen by the Patriots. On the run, Pettit going to lay it up and in for 2. Deshaun Pettit. He's got his first points of the ball game. 21-13, Huskies by 8. Home opener of the season for HBU. Here's Jalen Gates going to turn around and pull up a 3. Gates has the range and finds it there. His first points of the ball game. 24-13, Huskies by 11. Here's Pettit driving into traffic and tall timbers and going to lose the ball out of bounds. It's going to go out off of Ed Hart, who knocked it away. That's going to stop the clock with 10-12 to go. We've got a timeout on the floor. The Huskies have opened up an 11-point lead here on the Huskies Sports Network.
All right, everybody. If this one doesn't get your toe tapping, check your pulse. You may be dead. Here it is, coming to you in Living Cola. Refreshing Pepsi Cola. From the wonderful folks who put the R in cola. I'll be signing off now, because it's my bedtime. I'll catch you on the flip side. Be there.
The good news is America is coming back. More jobs, more building, more of what makes our country great. And more cities and towns, more small businesses and big corporations are choosing the highly skilled, highly trained members of the IBEW to do the work. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is committed to doing the job right, on time, safely. America's making a big comeback, and the IBEW is proud to do our part.
HBU has opened up a 7-board advantage here in the rebounding column, 14-7. And as we come back to action, we've got an immediate whistle on the inbounds play. And the Patriots turn it over, give it back to the Huskies. Huskies with 9 defensive boards, 5 offensive rebounds so far. So far, the Patriots of Arlington Baptist with only 7. Here's a steal, though, by Pettit. Pettit is blocked by Oliver Lynch-Daniels as he tries to go up. It'll be ABC basketball, but that fires up the crowd here. Lynch-Daniels had his pocket picked, but then he made up for it by going back up and coming up from behind and knocking Pettit's shot into the baseline wall. Here's Pettit with the basketball, drives to the right elbow, puts up a floater, won't go. Hart with the rebound. He'll give it off to Ian DeBose, and DeBose will bring it up across the timeline. To the middle of the floor, leave it for Gates. Jalen Gates drives in, floats up a runner with the right hand, and high off the glass and down 3 for 2. He's got 5, and the Huskies have doubled up the Patriots 26-13 with 9.5 minutes to go in the first half. Pettit picked up by McKenzie out top, goes left side to Wallace. Wallace picked up by Lynch-Daniels. Gives it to Simeon. Simeon puts up a floater, runner in the paint, won't go. And the rebound pulled down by Lynch-Daniels off to Gates. Gates with a 3, and he drains it. Jalen is pumped up, and we've got a timeout called by Josh Moody, the head coach of the Patriots of Arlington Baptist. Gates now with a couple of 3s in his pocket, 8 points in the ball game, and he's taken over the scoring lead for the Huskies. 5 points within the last minute and a half. Actually less than that, minute and 6 seconds. And we'll hang on to it right here. It's just a 30-second timeout charged to the Patriots. But the Huskies now on a little bit of a run. Last field goal by Arlington Baptist came at the 10:49 mark. That made it 21-13 at the time, so an 8-0 run for the Huskies since that point. Wallace gets it inbound to Pettit. He'll bring it up, but picked up in the backcourt by OLD and give it off to Simeon. Simeon drives in, and we're going to get a blocking foul underneath. Tim Miles, who's checked back in, hits the deck, but they call him for the personal. That'll be the second foul on Miles. And it'll send Markel Simeon to the free throw line. Simeon is a 62% free throw shooter through their first 3 games this year. He's averaging 19 points and 4 boards per game. Wallace is going to check out. Morgan checks back in. Second free throw is good. Gets them both. 29-15, so that breaks the 8-0 run for the Huskies. They bring it up the floor. Lynch-Daniels, right side, looks out top, DeBose. Looking for help. He's picked up by Armstrong. Drives it in, left side, puts it up, won't go. Fights for the rebound, puts it up, and we're going to get a foul underneath. On the shot, it's going to be called on Simmons. Zaire Simmons with the personal. That will be his first and the 5th foul of the first half on the Patriots. And it'll send Ian DeBose back to the free throw line, or actually for the first time tonight to the free throw line, and he's long with the first one off the back iron, and he'll have one more to come. DeBose the other night, 1 of 2 at the line, gets 1 of 2 here. So he's a 50% shooter at the stripe early in the season. And he gives the Huskies a 15-point lead, 30-15. We've got a whistle as trying to take it in was Simeon. And McKenzie's going to draw a personal foul on the play. Simmons tripped up, hit the deck, and they say McKenzie caused that. He'll check out. Oliver Lynch-Daniels will sit down as well. Checking back in. Caraher and Bonds for the Huskies. Simeon, baseline, tries to feed it in the paint to Simmons, and it was knocked away by Miles, out of bounds off the Huskies. But good defense that time. 15 on the shot clock as they get ready to inbounds on the baseline. Go to Morgan. Morgan right side going to drive in, and we're going to get a traveling call on Morgan. A little extra step as he tried to make his way through traffic there, and the Huskies get the ball on the turnover. 4th turnover of the ball game for ABC. DeBose into the cutter. Bonds back out in the corner to Gates. Gates' shot won't go from 3, and Caraher trying to go for the rebound. They say he knocked that out of bounds. He doesn't think so, but the Huskies will bring it back the other way and pick up the defense. But we've got a timeout on the floor. 7:52 to go in the first half. Huskies have opened up a 15-point margin here on the Husky Sports Network.
The real story is I'm in here every morning and have sampled just about every kolache that they make here.
Bacon, egg, and cheese on wheat for me, and then the rest is for the office. So yes, I'll pick up every Friday. I'll stop by here and pick up some for my group. So.
Well, I used to think it was just fruit-filled stuff, and then I came here and there's eggs and bacon and cheese and all kinds of good stuff in there. It's like a whole breakfast and a bun. It's great.
It's always a good thing if you can eat healthy and not know it.
When you drive down the street looking for something to eat, you're going to pass 5 places to buy a sandwich, 6 places to buy a burger. There's only one place you can get a kolache, and that's Kolache Factory. It's delicious. You're going to have people that try to copy you, but they're not going to do it as well. We know what we're doing. We've been doing it for 25 years. We do it the best, and our success proves that.
Houston's own Kolache Factory, the freshest, highest quality, best tasting kolaches in town. Over 50 Houston area locations and a proud partner of HBU Athletics.
7:50 to go here in the first half as we come back to Sharp Gym. Huskies with a 15-point lead. Still shooting 50% from the floor. 11 for 22. And here's a steal by Bonds. Tries to go with a no-look pass to DeBose. And it's knocked away out of bounds off of ABC. And the Huskies will have the ball underneath their own basket on the baseline. 7:37 to go here in the first half. DeBose gets it to Bonds on the inbounds play. They go down low to Caraher. He's on the baseline. Muscles it up over his man Morgan and gets it to go through with a little floater from 5 feet, and it's 32-15. Caraher now with 6 points in the first half. Pettit goes to Moore. Moore open for a 3, and he drains it from the left angle. Quentin Moore with his first points of the ball game. He's got 3. The Huskies lead is back down to 14. Miles give and go. Down low to Caraher. Waits for the traffic to go by. And he goes up and off the glass for 2. Defenders went flying by Caraher, and he just waited for him to go by, found himself wide open. Here's an answer the other way by Markel Simeon. He's got 9 now, their leading scorer. And we've got a whistle and a foul going to be called on Tim Miles. Set a screen, and Coach Codrell was saying that was just a plain old run-of-the-mill screen, and Joe Wilbert is saying, well, I didn't like it. 34-20, Huskies with the lead. Miles picks up his 3rd personal. That's the big factor there. He'll have to sit down. Hart will check back in, presumably for the final 6.5 minutes of the first half. Simeon out top, leaves it for Moore. He walked, no call, dribbles down left side into the paint, kick it out on the wing, Pettit. Out top, Simeon for a 3, off the iron, won't go, and the rebound pulled down by Bonds for the Huskies. Gets it off to Caraher. He's going to fire up a 3, missed everything, but Bonds is there to clean it up, can't get the reversal to go, and the rebound pulled down by Simeon for the Patriots. Up ahead to Pettit, into the paint. We've got a blocking foul going to be called on Ed Hart. He tried to sell it. But they're going to call the freshman, or check it, the junior for the foul. Junior transfer, Edward Hart. Hart comes to the Huskies from Mesa Community College out in Arizona. Went to Deer Valley High School in the Phoenix area. Pettit at the line. And gets the first free throw to go. (34-21), the Huskies lead down to 13. It has been as large as 16 points at times. Second free throw is good as well. So now it's 12, 34-22 as they bring it up the floor. Hart out top, left all alone. He's going to fire up a 3, and he can get it. Hart with the big long-range jumper. He points to the cranium and says, hey, I was thinking there. You're going to leave me alone. I'm going to make you pay. Out top, Simeon dribbles down left side, and Caraher goes up with him. We're going to get a foul called on David Caraher as he reached across and got the arm of Simeon going to the basket. And it'll send Simeon back to the free throw line. That's 8 fouls now here in the first half on the Huskies. Simeon with the first free throw, gets it to go. He's got double digits now, 10 points. Leading scorer in this ball game. Second free throw is good, so he matches his uniform number with 11 points now, 5.5 minutes to go. Back to a 13-point edge for the Huskies, 37-24. Hart pump faked on a 3 that time, gets it to DeBose, right side. In the corner to Will Gates, who checked in for his brother. Cross court to Caraher, drives down low, floats it up, won't go, but Caraher is fouled. Kel Wallace picks up the personal with 5:13 to go. Huskies have 3 games in 4 days coming up this weekend. Very tough road to schedule. Wood checks back in. Simmons as well. Wallace and Morgan will sit down. Caraher misses the first free throw. 1 more to come. Eyes the bucket, floats up the free throw, gets it to go. Now, apparently, that first free throw, maybe I just missed something there. Gets it to go with the second one. Count them both, and so Caraher now has 10 points, and he leads the way for the Huskies. First to double digits tonight. Pettit goes right side to Moore. Moore's going to jack up a three from the right angle. Won't go. Rebound pulled down by Caraher. Off to Bonds. Bonds up the floor. Drives in. Can't finish it off. And the rebound pulled down by the Patriots. Long outlet up ahead to Wood. He's going to drive in. Stops in the paint. Feeds it to Simmons. And he floats it up. And it somehow finds the bottom of the hoop. Back the other way in a hurry. The Huskies put up another runner. Won't go. And the rebound pulled down by Simeon. And they're equally fast back up the floor. Pettit's going to put up a three. Short off the iron. And the rebound comes off to Bonds. Long outlet up ahead to Caraher. Can't control, but saved by DeBose. Goes up. Passes it underneath. I think that was a pass to Caraher. Might have been partially blocked from behind, but Caraher in the right place at the right time. Lays it up and in. Off the window for two. 41-26, down to the 4-minute mark here in the first half. Eric Wood drives in, leaves it for Quentin Moore out top for the Patriots. Now he goes in through the paint, puts up a floater, won't go. Off the glass, and the rebound pulled down by Hart for the Huskies. Up ahead to Bonds. Bonds finds DeBose. DeBose goes up, won't go, follows his own miss, and we've got a whistle. Going to have a foul here called on Quentin Moore of the Patriots. Stops the clock with 3:45 to go. Ian DeBose will go to the free throw line. When we come back, we've got a timeout on the floor here on the Husky Sports Network. Huskies up 41-26.
Daddy, where do babies come from?
Honey?
Mommy went to the store.
Oh, well, you see, there's a mommy and a daddy, right?
Right.
And see, when they call Geico, they could save a bunch of money on car insurance.
Oh, really? And that makes them happy?
Yes, that makes them very happy.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we could have this talk, Sunshine.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
Every visit to Raising Cane's begins with a moment of truth. What to have? 6 delicious, fresh, never, ever frozen premium chicken fingers? 4 chicken fingers? Or perhaps 3 delectable chicken fingers? It's a tough one. We haven't even gotten to the whole coleslaw crinkle-fried conundrum of deliciousness. Yeah, take your time, sister. We understand. Raising Cane's, one love.
Three minutes, 45 seconds to go till halftime. The Huskies with a 15-point advantage here. And Ian DeBose at the free throw line out of the timeout. He gets the first free throw to go. 16-point advantage now for HBU. The Huskies are now 9 for 13 at the free throw line. And now 10 of 14. Already 14 trips to the charity stripe. DeBose makes the free throw and checks out. Phillip McKenzie checks in for him. 3:43 and counting here in the first half. Huskies are shooting 48% from the floor to just 33% for Arlington Baptist. Simeon's going to put up a jumper from just inside the free throw circle, and he gets it to go down through. That's a long 2, and it cuts it back to 15. 43-28. Huskies with the advantage. McKenzie holds it up left side at the arc. Kicks it out to Bonds. Bonds back left side to Gates, and Will Gates drives in and floats it up with a little teardrop and drops it down through. 45-28 with 3 minutes and counting. Moore back the other way, going to drive in, throws it away though. Bonds with the steal. Turnover number 8 for ABC here in the first half, and knocked away as Bonds tries to drive it in, out of bounds off the Patriots. It'll be Huskies basketball, and Gates will go to the baseline to inbound it. Bounce pass into Caraher, into traffic though, triple teamed underneath. Tries to put up a shot now, had it blocked and then saved his own rebound and goes with the reversal up and in for 2. 47-28. Caraher now with 14 points. Led the Huskies the other night with 19 against Providence. Asserting himself early here in the first half tonight. Simeon drives in, leaves it for Simmons. Simmons has a shot blocked as he tried to go up. I think it was Gates who got a hand on it. Knocks it away out of bounds off the Huskies. 2:20 to go here, 9 seconds on the shot clock. Out top, Pettit has it stolen by Bonds. Behind the back pass to Gates. Gates to the rack, lays it in. Will Gates with the bucket, and he's got 4 now. 2:05 to go, and the Huskies' lead is up to 21. Largest lead of the night so far. Simeon with the dribble. Yo-Yo's out top now, tries to drive in on Caraher. Caraher won't give way, though, but he floats it up anyway, and it bounces around on the iron and drops down through. Simeon's got a touch. Cuts it back down to 19, 49-30. Inside they go to Hart. Hart muscles his way into the paint, just faces up, puts up a jumper. He's got a size advantage over everybody else on the floor out there by about 5 inches. And he gets it to go down through, 51-30. And here's a charge going to be called on Simeon. Tried to go in. He's drawn a couple of blocking fouls earlier here in the first half. This time he draws the charge on himself, and that'll be his first personal. And with 1:20 to go, the Huskies bring it back up the floor. Bonds, left side angle, leaves it for Gates. Gates finds Hart, who pops out high. Caraher tries to feed it in low to Will Gates. Tipped and stolen away by Pettit, though. He'll bring it up the floor. Kick it out to Moore. Moore to Pettit, into the corner to Simeon. Puts up a 3, short, off the iron. Hart runs it down, gets the board. Leave it for Bonds. Bonds almost loses it, saves it to Caraher. Cutter through the paint is Hart. He gets the feed, won't get it to go, though, and the rebound pulled down by the Patriots. On the run, Pettit brings it up. Now he backs out. Going to drive in to the baseline, feed Simmons. Simmons down low in traffic. Kicks it back out to Wood. His shot won't go from the corner. And the rebound taken by Hart, but he loses it to Pettit, and he'll lay it up and in. Hart was left alone in a double team and couldn't control the ball and trying to save it. He saved it right into the hands of Jayshawn Pettit. Down to the final 10 seconds of the first half. The Huskies will hold it for the final look here. 51-32. McKenzie, Caraher. Caraher's going to get a shot off at the buzzer. It won't go. Too strong. And so the Huskies will have to settle for a 19-point lead at the break. Through the first 20 minutes of play, they're just over the half 100 mark. 51-32. Stick with us. Coming up, the Huskies halftime report. We'll recap the first half stats, take a look at what's going on with other conference teams this week, and get you set for the second half. Straight ahead on the Huskies halftime report.
At Houston Federal Credit Union, we're dedicated to our members, our communities, and now the students, faculty, and employees of Houston Baptist University. From checking and savings accounts to loans, IRAs, money markets, and other financial tools, HFCU is ready to serve the HBU Huskies and their fans. Learn more today. Call 866-OUR-HFCU or log on to HoustonFCU.org. Houston Federal Credit Union and the HBU Huskies. That's a doggone good team.
Houston Federal Credit Union is federally insured by NCUA.
The body is incredibly powerful. It's so nimble and fluid, but sometimes we push it too far. That's when you need the strength of Memorial Hermann and our body of affiliated orthopedic specialists. With our renowned Ironman Sports Medicine Institute, they not only get your body back to where it was, they get it to go further. It's what makes us more than just hospitals. We are a body of experts. Memorial Hermann, advancing health.
Tammy and I have been going steady since high school.
Tammy and Tommy, two peas in a pod, as they say.
We have all the same friends. We like all the same things. I mean, we practically even have the same name.
But there's one thing we could just never agree on.
Soda.
I have been begging him all these years to just try Pepsi, and I knew he would change his tune.
Yeah.
So, finally, I had him take the Pepsi Taste Challenge. And go on, tell him what you told me, Tommy.
I'm a Pepsi man.
Right? Gosh, isn't Pepsi so good?
I tell you what, I don't know why I didn't try it sooner.
Me neither.
It's so crisp and refreshing and bubbly.
Like me.
Like you.
I'm always right.
She's always right.
All across the South, people are choosing the great taste of Pepsi. Take the Pepsi Taste Challenge and let your taste decide.
Are you a graduate of Houston Baptist University? Did you know the value of your degree increases when you actively participate in the HBU Alumni Association? Your Alumni Association actively supports the growth, retention, and ranking of our school by our scholarship efforts. Husky Alumni Network volunteers actively work to recruit the best and brightest to HBU, and we promote and support programs intended to build a growing network of people committed to quality, higher Christian education through our alumni scholarship efforts. We also work to strengthen the bond between our university and the community, and we're your connection to over 18,000 fellow alumni, mostly in and around the Houston metro area. Log on to learn more about our mission and your privileges and benefits at hbu.edu/alumni. And find us via social media on Facebook at the Houston Baptist University Alumni Association page and on Twitter and Instagram at HBU_alumni. But no matter how you do it, connect with the HBU Alumni Association because a strong alumni base equals a strong HBU.
Recording artist Kevin Fowler.
Oh, I love the sound of fast boats racing, rooster tails are flying high. Love to hear all my riding friends rocking, howling at the full moonlight. Love to see those fireflies buzzing, lighting up the southern sky. Yeah, I'm a hell-bent 100% Texan till I die. Like lots of 100% Texans, I love having a good time on the water. But remember, nobody's waterproof. Play it safe. Wear a life jacket and designate a driver for the boat and for a safe ride home. Follow these tips and there'll be a lot more days for you to play in this great state of Texas. Nobody's waterproof, yeah, that's a hell-bent truth, and you know it ain't no lie.
Sponsored by Texas Parks and Wildlife.
This is the HBU Husky Sports Network, powered by Legacy Sports.
Back here at Sharp Gym, halftime of our game between your HBU Huskies and the Arlington Baptist Patriots, a home opener to the 2017-2018 season for your Huskies. And they've opened up a 19-point lead here at the midway point. Huskies have been led tonight in scoring by the freshman. David Carraher led them in scoring on Friday night in their opener against Providence College with 19 points. He's got 14 in the first 20 minutes here. Several other guys, though, in fact, everybody who has played tonight has scored at least 2 points. But several other guys have balanced the score sheet out. Jalen Gates off the bench has 8 points. Edward Hart with 6. Braxton Bonds with 6. 7 for Ian DeBose. 4 for Will Gates. 2 apiece for Oliver Lynch Daniels, Philip McKenzie, and Tim Miles to round out the scoring. So we've seen 9 guys out on the floor here in the first half, and all of them have put points on the board. The Huskies have also opened up an advantage on the boards as well. 26-15 is the edge there. The Huskies have a 10-5 advantage in offensive rebounding and 16-10 on the defensive boards. They're led individually by Carraher. He's got 6 rebounds to go with his 14 points. And again, he led the Huskies in rebounding the other night at Providence with 7. So he's about to best those numbers here in just his second game. 5 boards in the first half from Braxton Bonds, 4 from Ed Hart, 3 apiece from Ian DeBose and Philip McKenzie. So Huskies getting a lot of contributions in the rebounding column tonight. As a team, they've shot just under 49%, 19 of 39 here in the first half, 3 of 9 from the three-point line, and 10 of 14 at the free throw line for 71%. Meanwhile, Arlington Baptist has struggled from the floor, 36%, 12 of 33, although they did pick things up a little bit in the last 3:45 of the first half. At the break, at the timeout with 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go, they had hit 9 of 27, and here at the half, they've gone 12 of 33, so they hit 3 of their last 6 shots from the floor to close out the first half of play, and we'll see if the Huskies can keep them from heating it up too much in the second half. They are led in scoring by Markel Simeon, who has 15 points, 6 apiece from Jayshawn Pettit and Kel Wallace, then 3 from Quentin Moore and 2 from Zaire Simmons. And that is the sum total of the scoring for the Patriots here in the first half. So the Huskies with a 19-point advantage here at the break. The lead has been as large as 21 late in the first half. They've got a 13-5 advantage in points off turnovers. They've got a 30-16 edge in points in the paint. So statistically, the Huskies have dominated, and it shows up on the scoreboard tonight. We'll take a timeout and come back with a look at what's going on with some other conference teams tonight and in the next couple of days when we return on the Huskies Halftime Report.
Once upon a time, Hansel and Gretel came upon a house made out of gingerbread. Being quite hungry, they started eating the roof. The homeowner was outraged. Luckily, the Geico Insurance Agency had helped her with homeowner's insurance. She got all her shingles replaced. Hansel and Gretel were last seen eating their way through the candy cane forest. Call Geico and see how easy it is to switch and save on homeowner's insurance.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers in Houston believe keeping America's families strong is vital. We believe Houston competes in a global economy, so we must construct buildings to last. We believe training for 10,000 hours counts for something. Most important, we believe in each other. We don't know what the competition believes, and most times, neither do you. To be the best, hire the best.
The time is now to hire IBW electricians.
The real story is I'm in here every morning and have sampled just about every kolache that they make here.
Bacon, egg, and cheese on wheat for me, and then the rest is for the office. So yes, I'll pick up every Friday. I'll stop by here and pick up some for my group.
Well, I used to think it was just fruit-filled stuff, and then I came here and there's eggs and bacon and cheese and all kinds of good stuff in there. It's like a whole breakfast and a bun. It's great.
It's always a good thing if you can eat healthy and not know it.
When you drive down the street looking for something to eat, you're going to pass 5 places to buy a sandwich, 6 places to buy a burger. There's only one place you can get a kolache, and that's Kolache Factory. It's delicious. You're going to have people that try to copy you, but they're not going to do it as well. We know what we're doing. We've been doing it for 25 years. We do it the best, and our success proves that.
Houston's own Kolache Factory, the freshest, highest quality, best tasting kolaches in town. Over 50 Houston area locations and a proud partner of HBU Athletics.
How do you see the world? At Shriners Hospitals for Children, we know that changing how you see things can turn them into
everyday miracles, like riding my bike, breaking boards, hugging my mom.
Every day for over 90 years, Shriners Hospitals for Children has been sending love to the rescue, regardless of a family's ability to pay.
If you know a child we can help, visit ShrinersHospitalsForChildren.org.
Don't mess with Texas. I ain't gonna say it again. No way, not the highway. Better put that trash in a can. Don't mess with Texas. Don't you throw that trash on the road. Don't you disrespect us. Don't mess with Fowler here reminding you to put that trash in a can. Don't mess with Texas, y'all.
Brought to you by the Texas Department of Transportation.
This is the HBU Huskies Sports Network, powered by Legacy Sports.
Back here at Sharp Gym, just moments before we start the second half of our game here between your Huskies and the Arlington Baptist Patriots. Gives us a minute to take a look at what's going on with some of the other teams in the Southland Conference tonight. This is one of 4 games being played that features Southland Conference teams. Sam Houston State is at home in Huntsville in Johnson Coliseum to host Hardin-Simmons. And they've got a 48-34 advantage with about 11 minutes to go in that ball game in the second half. Lamar is hosting Coastal Carolina over in the Montaigne Center in Beaumont tonight, 33-27 as they close in on halftime. And that's Coastal Carolina with a 6-point advantage on the hosts this evening. Nichols, the Colonels, went out east to Philadelphia to take on the number 5 team in the nation, the Villanova Wildcats. And, well, they suffered what you might expect at the hands of a number 5 ranked team, Villanova, with a big win tonight, 113-77, the final score. Nichols is now 1-1 on the young season. Villanova is, of course, 2-0. The Huskies know what it's like to face those Big East opponents going up against Providence the other night, so they can commiserate with the Colonels this evening. Tomorrow night, there's a couple of interesting games that feature the Southland Conference teams. Northwestern State is going to be in Dallas to take on SMU, and that'll be a 7 o'clock start tomorrow. But maybe the most interesting one is Central Arkansas out in L.A. to take on UCLA, the number 23 ranked team in the nation. And it'll be interesting to see what this situation with those 3 freshmen for UCLA that were detained and just released in China and flew home today. We'll see what kind of factor that is. But also tomorrow, A&M Corpus Christi will face off against UT Rio Grande, and then SFA will host St. Edward's College at home in Nacogdoches tomorrow night. So conference season will get underway at the end of December, and all these teams will be trying to rev up for that. Huskies, as we told you, go on the road this weekend, head to Nashville. Actually, we'll depart Thursday night for Nashville for a game on Saturday against Belmont University, the host of the 2K Classic, benefiting the Wounded Warrior Project. And then they will take on either Seattle or Detroit Mercy on Sunday there in Nashville. And after the game on Sunday, they will head for Blacksburg, Virginia, where they will face off on Tuesday against the Virginia Tech Hokies. So tough stretch coming up. That'll get them back to Houston on Wednesday, the 22nd. And then they've got Thanksgiving on Thursday and head back out after that to take on Oklahoma State in Stillwater the Saturday after, the Sunday after Thanksgiving on the 26th. Well, we're ready to go here in the second half. And the Huskies will have possession of the basketball to start the second half. And Caraher will get it in to Braxton Bonds, and we're underway. The Huskies moving right to left as you listen in and watch on the Husky Sports Network. Hart gets a start, and he'll go out top, leave it for Bonds. Now gets it down low, tries to go inside, and he's hammered underneath. They're going to say it was a clean block knocked away from Hart. Out of bounds off of Arlington Baptist. Huskies basketball. Thought there might have been some contact there, but no foul. The Huskies inbound it. Gates on the baseline gets it to Bonds. He'll drive in, floats it up with a teardrop. And the right hand rolls off the iron and down through for 2. Bonds with 8, and it's a 21-point lead again for the Huskies. Matches the largest lead of the night. 19:25 to go, just underway in the second half. Simeon dribbles right side, double team. DeBose tries to pick him up. Wanted to go to Moore on the left angle. Bonds got a hand on it. Knocks it out of bounds right into the Patriots bench. Inbounds, they come to Moore. Moore to Pettit. Pettit drives in through traffic, but he finds the lane open up, and he lays it in with the right hand. 53-34. Back the other way. The Huskies leave it out top for Caraher, and he pops a 3 from the top of the arc. Caraher with 17 points now. That's his first made three-pointer of the night. 1 for 4 from outside the arc for the freshman from Chapel Hill. Here's a steal by DeBose. DeBose bringing it back up the floor. Floats it down low to Bonds. Tip pass to Hart underneath, and he lays it up and in. Ed Hart now has 8 points off the bench tonight. And the Huskies' lead is 24. Largest lead of the ball game. Pettit drives in through traffic, floats it up off the iron, won't go. Hart with the rebound. Up ahead to Bonds, has it picked by Moore, back the other way. 3, won't go, and the rebound pulled down by DeBose. DeBose will go to Bonds. Bonds will bring it back up. Sets up right angle, loses the dribble, so he's got to find help. Gets it to DeBose, to Gates. Gates back out top to Bonds. Hart, no look, give to Bonds, and he drives in around the screen that he got. And he lays it in, and now Braxton's got 10. Second Husky to double figures tonight. And it's a 26-point advantage. Simeon going to float one up from the right angle. Won't go. Rebound, DeBose. Off to Caraher. Leave it for Gates, and he lays it up and in. Basically one dribble on that whole trip up the floor. And the Huskies' lead is now 28. Morgan and Wood about to check back in for the Patriots. Here is Pettit. Tries to put up a 3 from the right angle. Won't go. Rebound tip out to Moore, and Moore gets the 3 to go. So Moore now with 5 points in the ball game. Back the other way. DeBose is going to try to answer with a triple. Won't go, and the rebound taken away by the Patriots. Moore steps behind the line, floats up a 3. He's got back-to-back jacks. And it's back down to a 22-point advantage. So the Huskies get it up to 28. And quickly, 6 points from Moore on a couple of 3s. Cuts it back down. Here's a feed inside. Caraher to the rack, off the glass and in. And the foul's going to be called on Kel Wallace. Count the bucket. Caraher's matched his career high that he put up the other night in his first ever game, 19 points. And he'll go to the line to try and set a new mark. Man, this will be a great career for David Caraher if he sets a scoring record every game out. Tim Miles pulls off the warm-up. He's going to check in. Caraher's free throw goes. Hart's going to check out. Miles in for him. Miles has 3 fouls. So that's why I believe Hart got the start here in the second half. Miles went from the opening tip tonight. Josh Ibarra not going to play tonight in street clothes across the way. A little bit of an ankle injury, but he should be available for the weekend. Here's Moore with another 3 from the right angle. Now he's heating it up. That's 3 in a row he's hit, and he's got 11 points now, and it's 65-43 with 16:05 to go. Miles out top, goes right side to DeBose. DeBose to Gates. Gates from the right elbow, floats up a little jumper from 15, and he gets it to go. Nice touch for Will Gates Jr. And it's back out to 24. 8 points now for Gates. Pettit, right side, Moore feeling it. He's got a three. This one won't go, and the rebound tipped and knocked out of bounds off the Patriots. Brings us to a stoppage in play, 15:39 to go here in the second half. Huskies with a 24-point advantage, 67-43, and you're listening to it on the Husky Sports Network.
Here's a toast to all you Caniacs. You are ever faithful aficionados of premium, fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers from Raising Cane's. Keen connoisseurs of Cane's crispy, extra-long, premium crinkle-cut fries. You who are dedicated to the made-fresh daily cane sauce that twirls tongues in a tastefully tangy tango. Topped off with a little slice of heaven from the goodness of the griddle. We toast you all from Raising Cane's. One love.
Let Houston Federal Credit Union be there for all the stages of your life. Take advantage of our products and services to help you with all your financial milestones, such as purchasing a car, buying a home, and planning for retirement. We're the credit union that will always have your back and helps you save money along the way. Houston Federal Credit Union is the official credit union of HBU. Experience the credit union difference today. Stop by any of our convenient locations or visit our website, houstonfcu.org.
Huskies are extremely hot out of the gate here in the second half. 7 for 9 from the floor. And they bring it up the floor with a 24-point lead. Caraher out top, goes left side to Will Gates. Back out top to David Caraher. Gets a screen for Miles. Thought about a three. Gives it back to Gates instead. He puts up a three. Shot won't go. Rebound high off the iron. Saved by Caraher. Out to Bonds, and he finds DeBose on the baseline, and he lays it off the glass and in for two. DeBose with the feed from Bonds, and now DeBose has 9 points, and the Huskies are up by 26, 69-43. Morgan into the paint for the Patriots, puts up a floater, won't go. Rebound by the Huskies. Up ahead, Gates tries to go up with it, won't go. The rebound tipped around, saved by DeBose. Down low to Miles, and we got a whistle, and Miles jams it down through, but we've got a foul called on DeBose before the shot came on the dish. That'll be his first, the first foul of the second half on HBU. 14:47 to go in this ball game. Moore will bring it up. He'll leave it for Wood. Right side angle. Out top to Morgan. Back to Moore. He'll dribble. Picked up by Braxton Bonds. Looks inside. Now Miles comes out to help on the double team. Throws it into the corner to Wood. Wood back out to Moore. A three from the left angle. Missed everything. And Miles saves it underneath to Caraher. Off on the outlet to Bonds. Bonds going to try to go to the rack and jam it through, but it would not. The rim rejected him, and back the other way come the Patriots. Up the floor, feed it into Morgan. He goes off the glass and down through for two. And Morgan's got his first points of the ball game. We've got a whistle back the other way as Bonds goes to DeBose, and DeBose will go to the free throw line after a foul by Jashawn Pettit. (69-45), exactly 14 minutes left in this ball game. DeBose misses on the first free throw. He's now 3 of 5 at the line tonight. Substitutions for ABC. Caraher's going to sit down. McKenzie will check in for him for the Huskies. Wallace checks in along with Armstrong. Let's see, did someone else check in? Markel Simeon checked back in for the Patriots. Second free throw from DeBose is good. It's 70-45, a 25-point edge for your Huskies. Pettit will bring the ball up the floor. Give it to Armstrong. Goes to Morgan. Morgan drives down left side, puts it up, and it's going to go up and over the backboard and actually hang up there. Now we're going to look for some help because we've got to go get another basketball. Now Tom Payne is going to try to save the day. And he does with a big long stick. Tom's got some ups left in him. Even though he's a dad now, getting older by the second. Huskies will bring the ball up the floor. 70-45 is our score. 13:35 left in regulation time. Miles looks left, goes right, leaves it for Bonds. Bonds uses Miles as a screen, kicks it in the corner to DeBose, rims out a three, won't go, but Gates there with the board. Follow it up off the window, and he'll go to the line for a +1. Will Gates now into double figures. He's got 10 points. Oliver Lynch Daniels is going to check in. Bonds will sit down. And Will Gates to the free throw line. Nice arching rainbow on the free throw, and he drops it down through. Gates' first free throw of the night. Armstrong with the dribble for the Patriots. Leaves it left side for Simeon. Simeon tries to go by DeBose, almost picked, but he saves it down low to Morgan, and Morgan tries to go up and under. And I think they're going to get DeBose for the foul. So they're going to get Philip McKenzie. McKenzie with the personal. And it will send Bryce Morgan to the free throw line. And this first free throw rims out. One more to come. Morgan with 2 points tonight. DeBose is going to check out, and Jalen Gates will check in for him. So we've got both Gates brothers on the floor right now as Will brings it up. Second free throw, no good. Will to Jalen. Jalen to McKenzie. McKenzie out to Miles, and Miles thought Oliver Lynch Daniels was cutting toward the bench, but he tried to reverse and pivot toward the baseline, and Miles throws it away. Turnover by the Huskies. That is their 8th turnover of the ball game. Simeon up the floor. He's going to throw it into the third row. And the Huskies will get it right back. That's a dozen turnovers now for Arlington Baptist. 5 of those at the hands of Markel Simeon. McKenzie has the basketball out top for the Huskies. Gets it to Gates. Gates dribbles, left elbow. Hits the iron, glass. Iron won't go. Rebound control by Lynch Daniels. Tries to go around Armstrong. Armstrong trying to pick his pocket, and he's going to draw a foul instead. Well, you got to give Armstrong some credit for the effort there, but Lynch Daniels will inbound the ball. Non-shooting foul, just the 4th foul so far of the second half on ABC. So the Patriots drop back on defense as the Huskies inbound the basketball. Gates to McKenzie. Jalen Gates to McKenzie. Gets it to Miles. Into the paint. Spin move. And to the rack. Floats it up and in. And Miles with 4 now. And both his buckets have come on little spin moves in the paint like that. Simeon to the baseline. Goes inside to Wallace, has his pocket picked. Miles to Lynch Daniels. Floater in the paint off the glass and down through. Oliver Lynch Daniels with 4 now. It's now a 32-point lead for the Huskies, 77-45. Huskies have outscored Arlington Baptist 10-2 in the last 4 minutes. Armstrong going to put up a jumper. Off the mark. Wallace there for the rebound, though, and he lays it off the glass and in for 2. 77-47. Huskies lead is 30. 11 minutes and counting in this ball game. Lynch Daniels to Miles. Miles to McKenzie. McKenzie holds it up right side. Finds Gates, who pops out top. 3 won't go. Rebound by his brother Will, and he tries to go around Armstrong. He got a hand on it, knocks it away and out of bounds. It'll be Huskies basketball with 10:48 to go. Got a timeout on the floor. The Huskies with a 30-point advantage here. And 10 minutes and 48 seconds left in the ball game. 77-47 on the Huskies Sports Network.
Coming to you in Living Cola.
The joy of cola. Pepsi Cola. Pepsi Cola. Jumping, just enjoy the ride. Take your time. Joy of bubbles, joy of fun, joy of Pepsi on your tongue. Greatest taste sensation under the sun.
Refreshing Pepsi Cola from the wonderful folks who put the R in cola.
Huskies started the second half shooting 78%. 7 of their first 9 field goals they made. They've cooled off a little bit, hitting just 4 of their last 10, but they're still shooting 58%, 11 for 19 from the floor here in the second half. Inbounds, they come to Gates, and Jalen Gates with a quick trigger hits the 3, his 3rd of the night. He's in double digits now with 11 points here as the Huskies open up a 33-point lead, 80-47. Back the other way, they pick up the defense. Simeon rolls around across the top of the arc, and he traveled trying to go to the rack. He doesn't think so. Joe Wilbert is explaining to him what he did. (80-47), 10:27 to go in our ball game. Simeon's going to check out. He's gotten 6 turnovers now. And that's 14 as a team on the Patriots. Jalen Gates gets it to Phillip McKenzie. McKenzie going to turn around, put it up, won't go. Rebound pulled down by Armstrong, and he'll go back the other way. Leave it off for Wallace, blocked by Miles, and Lynch Daniels comes away with it. That fires up the crowd here. Here's a baseline jumper by Jalen Gates, and he gets it to go. And we've got a whistle, and foul going to be called on Tim Miles. Chukwuka Amili, by the way, has checked in for the Huskies. Amili, the junior from New York City. Checks in for the first time tonight. Back, Armstrong up the floor, leaves it right side for Bryce Morgan. Turnaround floater won't go, and he's called for a travel. Trying to back in and put up a little floater, shuffled the feet. Morgan will check out now, and Zaire Simmons will check back in. Miles, I'm not sure what that foul was on Miles back here on this previous possession by the Huskies. It came after the shot by Jalen Gates, who's now got 13 points. But for Miles, it actually was not a foul. I don't know if it was some kind of a warning or something, but here's a shot underneath. It's going to be lost out of bounds, knocked out by the Patriots. Huskies basketball. McKenzie going to inbound it. He'll lob it out high to Tim Miles. Miles picked up by Simmons, but he saves the pass. Back to McKenzie. Down to 6 on the shot clock, but a steal by Wallace. He's going to have an uncontested dunk, and he makes the most of it, jamming it down through for 2, 82-49. Lynch Daniels leaves it for Emili. To McKenzie, left side. He's going to drive through and can't finish off the dunk. Tried to go with the right-handed tomahawk, and it goes off the iron. Second time the Huskies have seen that tonight. Lynch Daniels with the basketball. Going to put up a floater from the baseline, and Oliver Lynch Daniels with the bucket just did it all himself. Little ISO play, and he floats it up. And now he's going to draw a foul. That's his first personal foul, the 4th of the second half on HBU. Stops the clock with 8:27 to go. Sam Houston State has knocked off Hardin Simmons tonight, 72-56, the final score there. ABC with the basketball, inbounds, Moore goes to Armstrong, back to Moore. Moore's going to dribble in. We've got a whistle underneath, and foul's going to be called on Kel Wallace. Bumping away from the basketball. Miles draws the foul on Wallace. And with 8:13 to go, the Huskies will get it back. Wallace now with 3 fouls, and we've got a whistle. He's going to check out. Morgan will check back in for him. Emili will get the ball inbound to Oliver Lynch Daniels, and they'll bring it up across the timeline. McKenzie, right side, back out to Lynch Daniels. A 3 won't go, rattled around and comes out. And Morgan with the board for the Patriots. Long outlet up ahead. Moore has it. Look cross court, but no throw there, and he gets it to Pettit. Pettit. I think I don't know if he intended that pass for Moore or Morgan, but Morgan got a fingertip on it and knocked it out of bounds as he was cutting to the basket. And it stops the clock with a jumbo jet to go. 7:47 left in this ball game. We've got a timeout on the floor. The Huskies with a 35-point lead, 84-49 on the Husky Sports Network.
We're passionate, delivering expert neurological care for adults and children. We're dedicated, responding to neurotrauma and stroke with Lifelight in our Level 1 Trauma Center. We're persistent, restoring lives at our Tier Rehabilitation and Research Hospital. We are Memorial Hermann. And we're making neuroscience breakthroughs every day.
Rolling up on a cheap price feels good, but cheap comes with risk. Heart surgeons, pilots, no one hires a cheap one of them. Fact is, certain things must be done right. Installing electricity in Houston schools and hospitals needs to be built with manpower that spent 10,000 hours training to do their job. So for heart surgeons to do their job, we must do ours. Skilled labor isn't cheap, and cheap labor isn't all that skilled.
The time is now to hire IBW electricians.
Huskies have gotten 25 shots up since halftime, 14 of 25. They're back up to 50%, 56% from the floor. And here's Gates out of the timeout, going to put up another three, won't go. Miles tries to crash the board for the rebound. He can't get a handle on it, though, and it goes out of bounds. Off the Huskies and back over to Arlington Baptist. 84-59. Ed Hart's going to check in for Tim Miles. He'll join Oliver Lynch Daniels, Jalen Gates, Phillip McKenzie, Chu Emili. Moore will bring it up for the Patriots, picked up by Lynch Daniels. Swinging around, Moore gets it back, out top to Pettit. Pettit picked up by Gates. Dribbles to the left side. Screen from Morgan. Morgan gets the give and go. Down low to Simmons, out top. Armstrong's going to fire up a three, and he gets it to go. G. Armstrong with his first points of the ball game, and they come from outside the arc. Here's a whistle back the other way, knocked out of bounds. Off of Arlington Baptist. Huskies basketball on the baseline. Just under 7 minutes left in our game. 84-52. McKenzie on the baseline, gets it into Hart. Hart gonna muscle it up over Morgan, and he lays it off the window for two. Ed Hart now with 10 points in the ball game, so Huskies getting double-digit scoring up and down the score sheet tonight. These now, let's see, they've got 6 players in double digits on the score sheet. Here's a move inside by Moore, has it knocked away. Lynch Daniels comes away with it, goes to the rack and lays it up and in. Oliver Lynch Daniels making a bid to join double figures scoring. He's got 8 now, 88-52, a 36-point lead for the Huskies. Down to the final 6:15 to go. Moore goes right side to Pettit. Pettit tries to get it around Gates. Gates almost stole it. Saved by Pettit. Now he tries to go by Emili, and we've got a whistle on the dribble. It's going to be called on Chukwuka Emili. Stephen Osuji is going to check in. Suge in for the first time tonight, as Jalen Gates will go to the bench. Suge wearing a new number this year, number 4. He's a redshirt junior from here in the Houston area. Armstrong with the basketball, picked up by McKenzie. Feeds it down low to Morgan. Morgan goes up. He's going to be fouled, though, underneath by, I believe, Emili. No, they're going to call it on Ed Hart. Hart with the personal foul. That'll be his second personal and the 5th on the Huskies, but it's a shooting foul, so Bryce Morgan will go to the line for a pair of free throws here. And rolls the first one around the iron and down through. One more to come. 88-53, Huskies by 35 points. Second one is good. 88-54. Lynch Daniels back up the floor with the dribble. Feeds it to Suji. Out top to Emili. His three won't go, and the rebound pulled down by McKenzie. He goes up strong off the window and down through. 4 points now for Phillip McKenzie. It's 90-54. 5 minutes to go. Can the Huskies hit the century mark? Seems to be the only undetermined issue here tonight. Here's Armstrong. Tries to weave his way through traffic in the paint. Floats it up. Won't go. Hart with the board. And outlet off to McKenzie. Drives in off the glass and down through for 2. McKenzie with 6 now. Back-to-back buckets. And let's see. We have a timeout. Timeout called. 30-second timeout. Going to be called by Josh Moody, the head coach of the Patriots. So we'll hang on to it right here, as the two teams will go to the bench to talk it over with just over 5 minutes left in this game. Huskies right now on an 8-5 run since the last time out. Just had these spurts tonight. There hadn't been a huge run this evening, but they have just steadily poured it on, outscoring Arlington Baptist here in the second half, 41-22 after holding a 51-32 edge in the first 20 minutes. Huskies send out Hart, Emili, Osuji. Now Taekwon Jordan has checked in for the first time. Oliver Lynch-Daniels, and let's see who's the fifth. Who's number 5 on the floor? Ed Hart. Moore brings it across the timeline for the Patriots. Gets it to Wallace, into the corner, left side to Simeon. He's open for a 3 and drains it. Line drive jumper, and he gets it to go. 92-57, back down to a 35-point lead for HBU. 4:40 left in the ball game. Jordan cuts through the paint, gets a feed from Oliver Lynch-Daniels, and Taekwon Jordan on the board. Gets a bucket to go. And that makes the fans happy, and his teammates as well. Back out to a 37-point lead for HBU. Moore to Simeon. Simeon drives through traffic, and he's going to bump into some bodies and draw a foul. It's going to be on Jordan. Jordan's first foul. So now he's got a foul to go along with the 2 points. On the baseline, they'll inbound it. That was the 6th team foul on the Huskies. Next one puts ABC in the bonus. Wood with an open look at a 3 is going to drain it. 94-60. Eric Wood with a 3. He's been held in check tonight. He's got just his first points of the ball game. Emili with the dribble out top, gives it off to Hart, back to the basket, left angle, leaves it for Lynch-Daniels. He puts up a floater from the left side. Won't go. Osuji there for the rebound. Won't go. Rebound down by Emili. And it won't go, but Lynch-Daniels saves it on the baseline. The Huskies get a new shot clock, and he'll pull it back out top. Swing it around the arc. They go right side to Osuji. Hart. Left side to Emili. He's going to fire up a 3, and this time finds the range and drops it down through. First points of the ball game. He's got 3. And it's 97-60 with 3 minutes and change to go. Here's Morgan underneath. Can't get the point blank reversal to go, and the rebound pulled away by the Huskies. Off to Lynch-Daniels. He'll lay it up and in, and we've got a timeout on the floor. Media timeout with 3 minutes exactly to go. 99-60 is our score. The Huskies with the big advantage right now. Look to be on their way to win number 1 this year. We'll be back with the final 4 minutes after this on the Husky Sports Network.
Love Advice with Leanne. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi, Leanne. Longtime listener, first-time caller. Why, in your professional opinion, do you never take my calls off the air?
Is this Carl?
Yep, it's Carl. I mean, we had a few dates. Everything was great. I thought,
Well, you know, when you switch to Geico, you could save a lot of money on car insurance.
Okay, awesome.
You should call them.
I will.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
At Raising Cane's, we know lots of people want the recipe for our delicious cane sauce, but we'll take the secret to our graves. You know, our founder, Todd Graves. He's the guy who figured out which blend of spices makes every drop of sauce totally tasty. Of course, it helps that our cane sauce is made fresh every single day, no matter what. And Todd's also the guy who won't spill a secret recipe. But you can dip in it all you like. Raising Cane's, one love.
3 minutes to go in this ball game. The Huskies with a big advantage. They're shooting 57% from the floor here in the second half and 52% for the game. Got a 39-point lead. ABC with the basketball. Baseline right. It's Bryce Morgan with the jumper. Won't go, but Wallace with the follow. Gets it to go down through, and Wallace now with 12 points in this ball game. And it's 99-62. Amelie's going to try a three. And checking in is Michael Saladin for the Huskies. The sophomore out of Hardin Jefferson over in the Beaumont area. He's seeing some floor time here late in this ball game. Moore is going to put up a three from the baseline. And Hart fights for the rebound, and it comes off to Saladin. He'll bring it up the floor, dribbles to the middle, feeds it back to Osuji. Back to Saladin. He's open for a three, missed it. And the rebound tipped away by Emili. .151 to go in the game. Substitutions now for the Patriots. Into the ball game is Marvin Hall, a freshman from Norman, Oklahoma. Simeon will bring it up the floor. He'll leave it for Morgan. Morgan almost lost it. Hart's on him. And almost picks his pocket, but saved out top to Simeon. He's going to put up a jumper from the right angle. Won't go. And the rebound pulled down by Ed Hart. He goes off to Taekwon Jordan. A bounce pass to Stephen Osuji. Nice cut and a nice feed. And it's 101-62. And the Huskies do indeed get over the century mark tonight. 51 in the first half, 50 to this point here in the second half. And they've got a 39-point advantage. Here's Morgan, tries to go up, won't go. Outlet up ahead to Saladin, has a shot blocked, but Jordan there with the follow, lays it up and in. Saladin did all the work, and Taekwon got the bucket. He's got four now, and the Huskies are up by 41, 103-62. Here's a jumper, and it's going to go from Marvin Hall. Hall with a three from the baseline right. 103-65. Hart loses control in the paint, tried to save it, but it's stolen away, and got a whistle and a foul called on Jordan. So we'll go back the other way with 32 seconds to go, as that's the seventh team foul on HBU. So Marvin Hall's going to get to the free throw line here. Eight of 10 at the line tonight for Arlington Baptist. They've been good from the charity stripe. Just 2 of 4 here in the second half. First free throw from Hall is good. Joey Gibson, a freshman from Burleson, Texas, checks in for the Patriots. You'll see his first action tonight. Second free throw is good from Hall. He's got 5 now off the bench, and here's Saladin back the other way, and he gets the layup to go. Michael Saladin on the board, 105-67, down to the final 20 seconds in this ball game. Gibson with the dribble, picked up by Osuji. Takes it to the middle. He's going to put up a jumper. Shot's going to miss everything. Emili off with the rebound, and all he's got to do is dribble out the clock. Go up the floor. Jordan's going to put up a three at the buzzer, get it to go, and that'll do it with 2.6 left on the clock. 108-67, and the final seconds tick off. The Huskies with a win. Coach Cottrell and the Huskies. I don't think Coach Cottrell's very happy with Taekwon Jordan for putting up that three right before the buzzer. But the Huskies will win by 41, 108-67. You got to give it to Taekwon, though. He wanted to get some points on the board. And the Huskies come away with a big 41-point victory tonight to open up the home portion of their schedule. We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back and put a wrap on this one. Visit with the head coach, Ron Cottrell, when we return on the Huskies Sports Network.